roller derby.
Ah, roller derby.
Yeah.
No one ever see that.
Yeah, it's like football on roller skates with no ball.
Okay.
So you can search for it online. To those of you who are just joining us, welcome. And sorry, I forgot to turn on the broadcast. I'm still new to Verbling, so I forgot to click the start broadcast button. I apologize. So hello to those of you just joining us. Oh, I don't know. I didn't realize so many people were locked out. Hello, everybody. Um,
Hello.
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 Hello. So we're talking today about agreeing and disagreeing. And the first thing we're looking at is some vocabulary. We were just giving our opinions about the Brazilian football team and their recent match against Germany. Does anyone have any opinions they would like to share?
I'm sorry for the Brazilian.
Yeah. Good. Anyone else?
It's a big snap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a pretty crushing defeat, in my opinion. Pretty crushing defeat. Yeah, good. Okay, so I made a statement. It was a pretty crushing defeat, wouldn't you say? If you agree with me, you have some options. Does anybody agree with me that it was a crushing defeat? A really, really big loss. A crushing defeat.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Because they are the hosts, and the Brazilian must have the very big expectation for
Right.
Brazil to win. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of high hopes, weren't there? Good. What? Anybody else?
I think it's a shame a little bit for Brazil.
Yeah, good.
He remember this score a long time.
I think so. I think that'll be very difficult to forget, won't it? I agree with you completely. Yeah, I'm afraid I agree. Good.
So, who do you think has to take the blame? Is it the coach, the players?
Ooh. Wow. That's a great question. Does anybody have any feelings on that?
I think we can blame this team.
Okay. Does anybody... Okay, go ahead, sorry. Why do you think we can blame the team?
I think this team had a lot of pressure, and I think it was very difficult for him to stay focused only on the match. So
Okay. Does anybody disagree? Does anyone disagree?
And I don't disagree. I think the blame is, well, in part, is blame of the players, but I can't believe with these players when win high money for do only that, and well, don't know. I think it's too much money for people, and if you make a great mistake in your work, you lost your work. But these players, no, you lost nothing. Only some cries, and after 2 months, 1 year, everybody will forget this.
Okay, how does everyone else feel? Do you think does everyone agree this will be forgotten in a few months? Or that it's the
No,
team's fault?
I'm not agree.
I do not agree.
I'm not thinking that. I think everyone remember this scores because 7-1 it's a lot for a World Cup, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Brazil is not a low team, so
Right. Yeah.
and Brazil have a good reputation in this century for his player.
Right.
So it's a shame. It's a shame, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good, good. You guys are doing great. Does anyone else have any opinions about this football match?
I think there's also Brazilian that are happy with the result because
Really?
I heard there are movement in the Brazil that oppose the Brazilian that to be a host because
Mhm.
they think the level of poverty in Brazil is still high, so they think that the money given to to the to the World Cup is like yeah, it's
Like a
too much.
yeah, it's
It's
too
not
much.
inappropriate for them.
I see. Okay, how does everyone else feel about that issue? It's a great point. Should a country like Brazil be hosting the World Cup with with poverty issues like they have? It's a great point. Does anyone agree or disagree?
Uh, so excuse me, what is your question?
Yeah, does anyone disagree with what was just said or agree with he brought up the issue that some people think Brazil should not be hosting the World Cup. What do you think? Should a country with
Ah,
poverty be hosting the World Cup?
yes, I think maybe a poor country needs more to host this World Cup for because Brazil I think is not the less rich country in South America, you know.
Right.
So I think maybe Peru or Bolivia needs more this World Cup for grown up her economy and
Okay.
yes,
So you think that the World Cup is useful to help build economies, to help grow
yes, I think.
economies? Good.
Uh,
Good. Okay, great.
I
Are there?
disagree. I think the World Cup don't help our economy. Uh, if you see the numbers of the constructions, stadium, and other things, the tourism no pay that,
Mm,
and our country is very corrupting.
it's very
We
corrupt.
yes, we know be prepared for host the World Cup,
Okay.
um, but we have the politics. Uh, what we put them in the top.
Mm. So the politicians wanted the World Cup.
What?
Did you?
Sorry?
I'm not sure quite what you mean. Can you restate what you just said? I don't quite understand.
Uh, in the last say, uh, we have the politicians,
Politicians.
politicians.
Yeah.
What uh, how I say that? I don't remember the word. In Brazilian, we say merecer,
Mm.
merit, deserve.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, deserve. Okay. And the politicians deserve what?
No, we have the politicians what we deserve,
Ah, right. Okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because here we prefer investing in World Cup and
Mhm.
not in education.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know agree with this, but the most part of Brazilians prefer this.
I see. Okay. Okay. So you bring up another interesting point. Which is more important for a country to focus on? Big sports events like the World Cup or education? He feels that education is more important. Does anyone agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with your your claims because I think education is the basics of uh, of uh, of life of
Mm-hmm.
for everyone.
Good.
I think if all people have a good education, uh, uh, you can see that on country, you know.
Yeah, you can see that in a country if they have a good education level. Right.
Yeah, so
Good.
if all have a good reputation, the country ground up and in all things, you know.
Yeah, it'll build the country up in all
Yeah,
the different ways, right? Um,
yes,
the economy gets better. Everything gets better.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you have a you have only also the corruption
Mhm.
increase decrease, you know, because everyone has a open mind and
Mhm.
know what happened in uh, in the government. So
In the government, yeah, yeah. And I feel like in my country, maybe education doesn't get um, as much support as it should. Here we have uh, football players making millions, baseball players making millions, and teachers struggling to get by, college professors struggling to get by. Um, so it's a clear portrait of our priorities. Our priorities become very clear. Yeah, good. Okay. Does anyone else have any opinions? Or do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, kind of, the sports, World Cup or Olympic, such kind of worldwide sports event,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a showcase of the country. So, but
Right.
actually, I'm wondering, it is truly beneficial or not. And yeah, kind of Tokyo Olympic was decided
Mm-hmm.
to hold, but I heard construction workers and materials construction concentrating on Tokyo now. So that means earthquake damaged area as a construction worker or materials, faces decreasing now. So
Okay.
and maybe I honestly I feel maybe we should spend the budget for social welfare or such kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Tokyo's land price is getting higher, so it seems like rich people can gain a profit from this kind of event,
Huh.
not the ordinary people like me. Not so much about
Right.
about me. Yeah, for me.
Yeah. Okay. So you feel like these big sports projects they only benefit the rich people, not the ordinary citizens.
No,
Seems like that.
yes,
Okay.
I think so. So
Yeah.
I think when a country hosting like big sport events, I think it would bring more pride or to be more patriotic. to the nation.
Yeah, they do bring national pride, right? They
Yeah,
make people
national
feel
pride.
patriotic. Yeah. So, I don't think anyone here is saying they're without value at all, right? They have some value, but yeah, it's hard to decide which is more important. Yeah, which one do we do? Good. Does anyone else have any opinions to share on this?
Yes. I think the the people in the world prefer to watch soccer on TV instead of fix the hunger and the poverty uh, in Brazil and in the world. So the people can watch TV, but don't listen the hunger in Brazil.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that it's people prefer to think about things like sports rather than these big world problems like hunger.
Yes.
Yeah. What does everyone think about this claim?
Yes, I think so. Government, often use this kind of thing to kind of to propaganda. So we are the great nation, we should
Right.
proud of it, but without solving such a serious problems, nobody can proud of it actually.
Right.
So yeah, maybe government it's a good tool to to forget about such problem actually happen in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
I think this this World Cup it's not for a passion of football, but for passion of money. I think because now you have a lot of firm and factory behind the match.
Mhm.
So I think for me it's not sport nowadays. It's more business.
Right. Okay. So it's not about the passion for sport anymore. It's about passion for money.
Yes.
Good. It's another interesting claim. Any thoughts out there? Does anyone have any opinion? Go ahead.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
when
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I think when a government want to invest on sport, I think it must be the money must go down to the youth development.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think actually, I mean, in Montreal Olympic, talking about Olympic, Montreal Olympic ended in a huge debt.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, Olympic Committee began to think to connect Olympic to the company corporation as a sponsor. So yeah, current Olympic event pretty commercialized. You can see a lot of commercials. So in a World Cup too, you can see a lot of commercial board or something like that. So
Right.
it's almost like a big business, especially
Exactly.
or industry nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
So,
Good.
so maybe it's a kind of hard decision because Montreal, because of that, city
Mm-hmm.
of Montreal, have to owe the huge, kind of, how can I say, but I forgot the word. Red line. That means they have to pay for that after that by
Right.
using tax. So it also damages to the social welfare or such kind of thing. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
maybe I think it's the matter of balance
Mm-hmm.
between the commercialism and kind of yeah, kind of how can I say it, other things truly beneficial for the people think.
Right. Okay. Good. What does everyone else think? Do you think that we should try for balance in these things?
I think we can learn from China because China
Oh.
always been the leading medal tally in the Olympics. And I heard that the government spending of the China government, they are equal for the government and for sports, for the money that spends to the education and for the sport is equal. So yeah, they have balance, I think.
Yeah, okay, great. Great. Yeah, what does anyone else agree or disagree that China would make a good role model here?
Sorry, would you repeat, please?
Yeah, he makes the claim that China is a good role model, that we could look at China as an example for maintaining this balance. Do you think China is a good example?
I think the case of China is special, I think,
Okay, okay. They are an interesting
because
case.
because China has uh, a trouble of inside a country. For example, with Tibet.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, so a lot of people in the world don't accept a country who broke the Tibetan people organize the the Olympic Games.
Okay, yeah.
And
So,
there's also no free speech in China, but
mhm,
we have to admit that China is also robust in economy and in sport, and yeah,
right,
there's
right.
negative, but also the positive is.
Right. Yeah.
I
In
think
terms
the
of,
matter today is
go
so,
ahead, Jihad.
go ahead, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Talking about after the Beijing Olympic, I saw pictures, kind of facilities abandoned after that, like ruins. So in that case, Beijing Olympic, after kind of a treatment of Beijing Olympic, cannot be successful because
Successful.
they pay a lot of budget for that, and after that, the stadium abandoned like a ruin.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't think China is also the problem, has a problem.
Yeah. Good. And somebody else had something to say?
Yes, teacher. Um, I think today politician and sports is checking. So it's not like the old times. For example, I think when the first World Cup began, I think it's more for get together all people in the world for uh, for the fun and uh, uh, and take a good time together.
Right.
And now it's more for money to just I think it's more business, so it's not the same thing today.
Yeah. Okay. So in the past, you think it was maybe about like peaceful cooperation
Yes.
and bringing countries together to have fun, but now it's become about money. Um, how does everybody else feel? Has the spirit of the World Cup and the Olympics and these types of events, has the spirit changed?
Maybe the fans and players, maybe some players, some fans can maintain such spirits, but how can I say, from my point of view, current Olympic or World Cup, such kind of huge worldwide event, seems like it is heavily related to money and politics
Mm-hmm.
to show off their nation. That's the meaning of politics, and you know,
Right.
kind of a lot of commercialism there. It's, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, great. Thank you. I'm really loving hearing everyone's opinions. Do we have any other opinions out there?
Teacher?
Mhm.
I think in the hard times, for example, if you have a match between two teams,
Mhm.
and in the match we are opponent, but after the match we are friends. So today, if you see a match, we are opponent inside the stadium and
Mhm.
outside, and sometimes we can see people who killed
Okay.
because he lose
Right.
the match. So people,
Yeah, the
people,
riots.
yeah, people forget it's a game.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, okay. So yeah, sometimes the spirit of fun really can be lost, can't it? On some people. Yeah. Um, at, earlier on I mentioned that I play that my favorite sport is called roller derby, and it's a little bit like American football, only there's no ball. There's a person who acts like a ball basically, and everybody's on roller skates, and you're skating around a racetrack, and people are trying to knock you down and push you out, and in there it's a really physical sport, and everybody's like, girls are knocking you down and really pushing hard, and then the game's over and everybody's hugging and smiling and giving high fives, and everyone's friends, and the spirit of the sport is still alive and well, and it's not a really famous sport yet, so there's no Coca-Cola sponsorships, or McDonald's isn't sponsoring. Just some small businesses related to the sport do some sponsorships. So it's really fun to be able to take part in a team sport that exists around the world now. It's actually become a global sport that is not corporatized. It's not commercialized. Not yet. And fingers crossed it will stay that way. So I think that it's really important to keep the spirit of friendly competition and fun in sports over business. Does anyone agree with me or disagree with me? How do you guys feel? I think that fun and sportsmanship is most important.
Yes, I think so. The people killing for sports, that's ridiculous. And it's one of the saddest things, to see. I read the article about in Brazil. I don't claim the One Nation is a bad name, but according to that article, street kids, homeless kids in Brazil were killed to cover up their on the street. Or
Really? I hope
in
not.
Chinese case, before the Beijing Olympic, the government cover up the slum area, the wall, beautiful wall, for foreign visitor, for the purpose of for the visitor cannot see that area. That's
Right.
kind of, I
They
think
do.
a special killing, as I feel the big question mark. What is the
Yeah.
sports for? What is the event for?
Okay. Good. These are some deep questions we're getting into. Any other thoughts out there? Do you think a country like China should cover up its poverty to hide it from the world to make itself look better? Do you think this is a dishonest thing to do? I lived in China. I lived in Shanghai during the World Expo, and they did similar things where they would build these big billboards, these giant signs that were like 5 stories tall, advertising the modern world that was coming with this World Expo. And on the other side of these signs, if you step on the other side, there was a slum. and there were people living in abject poverty right on the other side. And everyone coming to the train station, they would see these signs instead of the slum. How do you feel about that? Is this dishonest?
Yes, I think it's dishonest. It's a shame for a country who can found a million of money and uh, and uh, and sorry, I lose my word.
It's okay, take a
and
moment.
yeah, the people stay on the street without a home, without food, without water. I think it's shame. I think yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
it's dishonest.
all right, good, thanks. Anyone else?
Yes, maybe they can hide the truth temporarily, but
Temporarily.
it will be revealed sooner or later,
Hmm.
actually. So it's a kind of temporary solution to cover up, actually.
Yeah.
Mm. And in the Brazil case, people demonstrated on the streets. It's pretty obvious. Some people, feel in that way.
Hmm.
We need another thing, not World Cup or something. Yeah, something like that. In, in Chinese case, I'm sure maybe demonstration is difficult to do. So, but anyway, people realize easily. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it's something that few people know about China is that thousands of demonstrations happen every day across
Mm,
China,
yeah,
but they are covered up by the media, and you don't
yeah.
see photos and you don't see videos. But every single day in China, people are demonstrating. People are even jumping to their deaths in protest.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
you don't get to find out about it very often. Every once in a while, you'll get to hear news.
yeah.
Yeah, I spent 6 years in China, and I learned maybe more than I would like to know about them. But
Mm,
I had a good time there at the same time. So I understand the paradox when we talk
mm,
about China and people's opinions about China. They can be very strong. So yeah, I have a mixed opinion of China. Um, I love Chinese people and Chinese food and Chinese culture and architecture, and uh, I don't love the way they treat life on Earth.
mm. Right, right. People sometimes confuses, people there and government. Yeah,
Right.
that's a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with my country and my people and my government.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, are you American?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I'm an American who I I'm left of the Democrats. I think the Democrats are basically down the middle, and I'm a social democrat. I believe that social values are prime. Um,
I stayed in America for a while. Yeah, actual people I met in America are gentle and sweet, and yeah, but I don't agree with some policy of which American government doing. Yeah, that's government
I
and people are different. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not to say there's no people who support the government. There are people here who blindly support the government. There are people here who are mean, nasty, and violent, and this is true in any country.
Yes.
But overall, as in any country, majority of people, the majority, just want to live in peace and harmony with one another. Um, are generous and kind, and Americans are no different. And the same with true for Chinese.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, good. Um, let's see. We have some time left. I'd like to get to know you guys a little bit better, so why don't we take a break from our opinions for just a moment? And do you have anything you'd like to tell me about yourselves?
Mm.
So, like, where are you from? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
Yes, I can introduce me if you want.
Great.
Yeah. So I'm Jawad. I come from south of France. I'm apprenticeship in a laboratory,
Okay.
and I'm I am 20 I am 25 years, and I like chess. I like wrestling. I do a lot of sports, and I'm here to improve my English because next year I have maybe if I have lucky an internship in Tucson at Tucson in
Tucson,
Arizona.
Arizona? Oh, cool.
Yes.
Cool. I
Uh,
wish you the best of luck.
yeah. I have 4 months in summer. So I have 4 months in summer and 1 month free time. So I would like to improve my English now for to be able to speak when I will be in America.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's good that you're starting now, that you're starting a year out. You'll be much more able to learn and improve and make progress because you have more time. So I'm happy to be here to help you. Thank you for
Thank you, teacher.
introducing yourself. And how about you, Aka?
Yes, yes. This is. I'm from Japan, and I've lived in United States for a while,
Okay.
and I live in a small town close to Atlanta.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So I suffered language there, 24 hours English
Mhm.
environment, and I stayed there as an exchange student. So universities people, uh, the English is good to me. Maybe they speak slower than usual and choosing the easy words or expressions to me. But sometimes I met people on the street or a cafeteria,
Mhm.
Staff of cafeteria. Sometimes I couldn't understand their English at all. So
Okay.
kind of, but I think it is a good experience because I know more about American people and its society or living in America. And right after I came back to Japan, I took a TOEIC, probably TOEIC, TOEFL, I forgot, a TOEIC exam.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the highest score I took. So after
Yeah.
that, my score is getting down now. But yeah, such kind of it's hard, but yeah, and it also fun because you know, pretty living abroad is pretty exciting experience, and I could more understand for foreign people living in Japan too. Because in America, I'm a foreigner. I am one of the not a majority people.
Right. A
So
minority.
now, yeah,
Mm.
now I more understand uh, about the feeling of minority people.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? When I lived in China, boy, I stood out on the street. People could see me coming. Oh, la wai, they would say. Oh, look at the foreigner. Um, and it changed my perspective as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, but America, a lot of a kind of a multicultural, multiracial situation. So nobody watched me on the street. But yeah, in Asia it could happen. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
Yeah, in China, boy, everybody's eyes would pop. They would just be like, oh. Especially in the small towns, we would have people following us around, asking us for autographs. The children wanted us to sign their ball, their hand, their backpack, their coat. It was fun. Yeah. Okay, cool. Speaking of not being able to understand sometimes when people are talking, I can tell you what, it's a possibility that if I were to go to a small town outside Atlanta, Georgia, that I might not understand everyone I met. Okay? Because we have different accents across the country, and in the South, they speak very differently from how I speak. And I might struggle. So here's a personal example. When I was 13, I moved to London for a year, and I thought, hey, no problem. They speak English in England, right? Yeah, no problem. Oh my goodness, 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks of me carrying a notebook around saying, hey, can you write that down? Hey, what was that? What did you say? Huh? Are you speaking English? 2 weeks. I'm not even joking. And this was English to English. And after 2 weeks of reading everything they wrote down after they said it, I finally started to be able to listen and understand. So don't feel bad when you're out there in the world and you don't understand something a native speaker says. Don't let this, make you feel bad. Don't let it happen. You just say, hey, I don't understand. I'm going to ask them to repeat themselves, right? Say, hey, can you say that again more slowly? And give it a second try. And if you don't understand again, say, what does that mean? Maybe it's a slang expression. Maybe it's an idiom. Right? So don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't feel bad when you don't understand.
Yeah, that's right. So I started. Sorry, go ahead, Jihad.
No, so go ahead, Haka.
No. You're first. After you.
No, just I just want to know for you how many hours do we need for improve English by day?
How many words should you learn every day?
Yes.
Okay, so you may be confused by my answer. I'm not going to give you a specific number, but I am going to tell you that you should keep the number on the low side. Okay? Keep the number in the 5 to 10 word range, because if you push yourself any further, you're not going to remember any of them. Okay? You're going to overwhelm your brain and you're not going to remember. So try to really get a good, solid grasp on 5 to 10 words every day. And then review them as you go along. But don't try to learn 100 words a day, because your brain, you won't remember any of them. So my advice is to take it in smaller, manageable chunks, little bits every day, manageable goals every day, so that you don't tire yourself out, so that you don't, make your brain too tired to even think.
Okay.
And with those words, I would work with them in different ways, like write them with your left hand. If you are right-handed, write them with your left hand, because you have to concentrate. Then you're really focusing. Make flashcards. Study the words that you don't know more than the words that you do. Go back and review them. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions as we're wrapping up today? Questions about English, questions about me, questions about our lesson today?
I think Haka has a question.
And I wanted to say, that I started talking in English on the internet for my English practice, but actually it also, how can I say, improve, get over my shyness. Yeah. So for the first time I joined the class, I couldn't speak at all, actually. but now I can speak. So
Yeah.
it's internet. Yeah, I think internet is very helpful. Yeah,
Mhm.
nowadays to get over shyness and to learn English. Yeah, a lot of things actually.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I still get shy even on the internet. I get shy before classes. I get nervous.
Yeah, because you have a responsibility as a teacher.
It's
So
true.
yeah.
I get stage fright. I get nervous. My heart starts beating. My voice gets high. I forget to do things like start the broadcast. This is only my second class on Verbling ever. So today I was actually pretty nervous getting started. Um,
Yeah,
so,
but
Teacher,
mhm,
I have a question
yeah.
for you. If I watch an English movie, do you think I use the subtitle for learning or no?
Here's what I think. Yes, but watch the movie
But
more than once. Yeah? Yes, but watch the movie more than once. The first time, watch the movie with French subtitles if you like. Okay? This way you get the
yeah.
understanding of the story, the characters, the plot, what's happening, all the mysteries and the details. The second time, watch it with English subtitles. Now you're looking at the English words, the English sentences, how they're put together. And then the third time, watch it with no subtitles. Watch it 3 times, at least. Do this with movies you like. Okay? Do this with movies you like.
But
So,
subtitle is important for you.
um, I think that it is, because the first time through, you're going to have so much going on. Now, you're going to be listening in English, but the subtitles, you can turn them on and off, okay? So my first preference is to watch them with no subtitles, but to be ready to turn them on anytime. Back up, watch this because I don't understand. Now I understand. Turn the subtitles back off and continue. Okay? That's the preferred way, is to turn them on only when you need them. But if you don't understand a movie, if it's too difficult, turn them on. Understand the movie. Then go back and watch it again.
Okay,
You know? So,
thank you, teacher.
yeah, because it doesn't do you any good to watch a movie you don't understand, to listen to people talking and you don't understand what they're saying. It's going to be frustrating and it won't be very fun either. So that's why I think it's okay. I don't think subtitles are important necessarily, but I think it's okay and it's important to understand. Yeah, good. How about you, Aka? Do you have any last comments or questions for today?
No, so yeah, thanks to you, I can learn and I can talk a lot and with a good mood. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you guys for making this a great class because, you know, like I said, I was very nervous, but yeah, you made it a great experience. So thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. See you.
See you
Bye.
soon. Okay,
Take
bye-bye.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.